What's good, Bro Street Bullies Fantasy Football? Look, all those on YouTube, y'all watching my channel, welcome. Like and subscribe. I would say this is opinionated content, discussing all things fantasy football, certain things from our perspective and stuff like that. If you like what you see, you can also join, like and subscribe, but also join my Facebook group, Bro Street Bullies Fantasy Football. I'll be looking for members. I commission pay and free leagues. So I would like, whoever's watching to get on that group, compete with me, whatever. But look, this video is about the changing of the guard in fantasy football. If you play fantasy football long enough, like me, I've been playing fantasy football for, I think it's going on the 21st year. I'm 33. I've been playing fantasy football since I've been 13. So since I was a new teenager, basically. I still remember my first season. I started playing on NFL.com. I started late into the season, but my first season I finished 5-1. I had a tie. That was my first season. Ever since then, I was addicted. But look, if you play fantasy football long enough, there's a thing called the changing of the guard, right? So if you're looking now and you're looking through players, you look through rankings and stuff like that, the changing of the guard happens every 5 to 8 years, where fantasy football players that have been solid for your teams are either spectacular, in real life they are starting to decline. So when we go into these drafts this season and the next season after that, you're going to see declines in players that you probably haven't seen declines in. It doesn't mean you don't draft them, because I'm not going to tell somebody don't draft a player, because at the end of the day, it's all based on your gut feeling of what you're thinking. But you got to understand that right now, every 5 to 8 years and I say 5 when I say 5 for the running backs and 8 for the wide receivers, and maybe even tight ends or even QBs. But every 5 to 8 years is a changing in the guard. And now what you're going to see this fantasy football season coming up is the top players that people were drafting the last 3-4 years, they're probably going to start declining. And I don't mean they're going to decline to where they hurt your team, but some might decline to where they like totally hurt your team. Like, for example, you got your Keenan Allens of the world, who Keenan Allen in real life is a pretty damn good wide receiver. But you got your Keenan Allen of the world, you got your Mike Evans. They're both, I think, 30, 31 years old. Nick Chubb, 27, will be 28 soon. Alvin Kamara, 27, will be 28 soon. And if I'm wrong, you can just correct me, but I know that they're in that age range. And then you have the young guys, right? The Kenneth Walkers, the 22-23, the Rashad Whites, 22-23, the Khalil Herberts, who else? Let me see, the Khalil Herberts, the Zach Charbonnets. You have the new running backs that are about to take over fantasy football. And I ain't gonna say all of them, because you never know what happens in their careers, but we have to make sure that we are seeing this, because the age cliff is coming. Like, the declines is coming for certain players, and it doesn't mean that they can't still be on your team, but they might not perform like a top 1 or 2nd round pick that they did before. So what I'm saying is, when you go into these drafts, when you look at your rankings, you even organize your rankings, take in consideration that, like, for example, Travis Kelce is 34. Now, Travis Kelce is a player that has been the best tight end in fantasy football, bar none, for at least the last 5-6 years. Nobody touching him. But at the same time, could we see a decline from him this year? Maybe. I don't think a decline from Kelce is going to take him out of that range of being the best tight end in fantasy football. So even, if you get the 7th pick in a draft, whether it's a 12, 14 teamer or a 16 teamer, you might want to consider Kelce. You might still want to consider Kelce, because even a decline in Kelce is probably still better than all the tight ends, you know, at the position, especially in that high-powered Kansas City offense. So all I'm saying is the changing of the guard is happening. And your favorites, the Derrick Henrys. Derrick Henry is, let me see, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Derrick Henry is 29 years old. A lot of mileage. Austin Eckler, 28. CMC, 27. And I will say about Austin Eckler and CMC that those two running backs, I think that they will eventually decline, but they have a skill set that suits today's NFL. So I can still see people still drafting them running backs high. Like, because even if they don't put up that rushing production, which they probably still have at least one, maybe two really okay seasons, solid seasons to help you win games, maybe even help you win championships, they can still catch the ball. So it's like, if you look at them, like, you know, Austin Eckler already saying that he doesn't want to catch as many passes as he has been doing. He's a running back. He says he's a running back. He doesn't want to catch so many passes. So I mean, there's a chance that his reception total might go down a little bit this year. CMC, he's already been banged up with injuries. Me personally, I think somebody like Elijah Mitchell could possibly be a league winner. And I only say that because Elijah Mitchell has dealt with injuries too, but he's also, I think he's younger than CMC, and you never know. It might be a good year for him. What if CMC gets injured and Elijah Mitchell actually stays healthy? It's probably going to be a league winner in that San Francisco offense. So it's just things to consider, because I know a lot of people are going to take CMC high. In some leagues, I might take them high. But when you're looking through these player rankings, make sure you look at their age. Make sure you study the age cliffs and decline of positions. Make sure you look for them boom players, because it's a lot of second-year players, third-year players that are going to take the mantle of best players you can get during fantasy football drafts, and they're going to cement themselves, while them older players that we know to be staples, like the Derrick Henrys and the Ecklers and the CMCs and the Travis Kelce's and the Keenan Allens and the Mike Evans, they're probably going to take that decline this year. So it's just some things to think about. It's just another video that I'm coming with y'all. If y'all like the content, you know, like and subscribe, you know. Drop a comment down. Tell me what you think. And also follow my page, Broad Street Bullies Fantasy Football, on Facebook. I do commission pay and free leagues, so I'm looking forward to getting some members. If y'all want to compete against me, it's no biggie. You know, let's get it, man. I'm out.